So, we have discussed that why people negotiate. I will just give a little more elaboration on this purpose of negotiations. Personal gain, in that it's salary fixation, I have already said. In salary fixation, during that time what happens is one is supposed to judge or estimate that how much is the amount of responsibility one has to share or bear, and then work out that what could be the equivalent salary expected as a compensation. That's why quite often the salary fixation is asked something like, what is the compensation that you are expecting? So in such cases what happens is people work it out beforehand, and or else sometime during the interview they have to say that instantly, or sometimes they write it down in the application. Okay, expected salary is this much. The expected salary, when he is saying, definitely it has a correlation with the amount of the job profile, what activity the person is expected to do once he is recruited. Okay, so salary fixation and asking for raise. This asking for raise, as I said, is a very sensitive issue. I can tell you practically 90% of the people who are working, they feel very shy or hesitant to asking for raise. Even if maybe out of that 90%, another 20% of the people really deserve the raise. And there may be out of the 10% who are asking for raise, of which maybe about 80% of the people, they don't deserve the raise. It is just the mindset that somebody who is working, he or she thinks that if one is sharing this responsibility, then in such cases he or she deserves additional compensation, then gets ready to ask. I have seen many people, they could never ask for a raise in their lifetime. I've talked to several people, I've talked to my juniors, I've talked to my contemporaries, talked to my seniors. In fact, majority of the people, they feel hesitant asking for a raise. The reason is different. The moment one has to ask for a raise for personal gain, immediately the boss will ask the reason, justify why should you ask for a raise. And the person who is asking for a raise is not very well structured in justifying why one should get the raise. And immediately it will lead to a situation called negotiation environment, circumstances. In that negotiation circumstances, now who wins? Since boss is giving a privilege of appointment to somebody who is working with the organization, if boss says during negotiation, I cannot give you a raise, then the person will first justify that, okay, I am working extra hours, I am working extra, I am taking extra responsibilities, I am making extra travel, which is causing me extra costs. So one is trying in several manners different points by which justifying why one is expecting extra raise. Boss, if he says in the form of in the process of negotiation, fine, you are doing everything, I cannot give you 1 rupee extra beyond what we have promised as a salary. If it does not suit you, please leave the job. Now the person who is negotiating, he is in a fix, because he or she cannot leave. He or she knows that he or she is going to spend extra, but at the same time he or she is not ready with another alternative jobs in hand. This can be done very easily by somebody who has an alternative job. That means somebody like, say, you. If suppose you are working in a company, in an organization, and you expect that there should be raise, and then you found that no, the boss is not really giving any hint of raise. There is a very typical small percentage of 3 to 5% increment, which is annual, which also does not take price index into consideration. So you feel stressed, you feel financially stressed, but you think that the boss should give you the raise or the company should give you the raise. Then you write an application to the boss stating or requesting for a raise. Boss either turns it down straight summarily saying unaccepted, disapproved, or he may say, please come and tell me why you want to raise. The moment he says that why you want to raise, then negotiation starts. If suppose it is disapproved, negotiation does not get created. Okay. Then comes buying used vehicles. This is a very common thing. If suppose you are buying a used vehicle, you have 2 or 3 different models of used vehicles in front of you. One is cheaper, another is costlier. Now one is cheaper, but also at the same time its engine capacity is not as good as the costlier one. one is cheaper, but it was not very well maintained, or it is not very well maintained when you are buying it, but the other one is. So what happens is, in such cases, what is your real fulcrum on that is the price. But the price, I'll tell you, in this case, you will not consider this as a fulcrum. You will not consider the price. Though both of these items came to your knowledge in terms of information that both are on sale, and you know the price of this is lower and the price of this is higher. Now you start comparing. What you will do is, you will try always to find out that if there could be a lesser price charged by the one which is now higher, because you know the lower price one has some weaknesses, but the other one has all strengths, but the price is also higher. Then you will talk to that person, not this group. You will talk to that person saying that this is your price. Can you lower it down? Can I pay lesser than this? Because you know why negotiation has started, because you wanted to gain a better car, better used vehicle, and now you are working out so that you have to pay lesser. This is the real ball game of the entire negotiation. Now it starts. If he says yes, negotiation does not arise, does not get created. If suppose somebody is saying that he is going to sell a old car at 1,50,000 rupees, and you think you should be able to part with it in terms of 1,30,000 rupees, and you go to the seller and you say that this car I can take it, but provided you sell it to me at 1,30,000 rupees. And if he says 1,30,000 rupees, are you ready to pay? Okay, take it. The moment he says take it, negotiation does not arise. But if he says no, I will not, then you would say, can you think of lowering a little less, more? That means not 1,50,000 which you are asking. Can it be 1,40,000? He says no. Can it be 1,45,000? That means now both of you are really working out and come to a point. Basically, you are negotiating and come to a common agreement. So every negotiation will come to an agreement if it becomes positive, and it will become a total disagreement if it becomes negative. That means negotiation does not necessarily ensure that the deal is going to be struck rightfully. No. Okay, so buying used vehicle is a very common domain purpose where negotiation takes place. Another one, buying real estate property. But only thing is, there's a bit of difference between the buying used vehicle and the buying real estate property. Buying real estate property goes into multiple lakhs of rupees. But in buying used vehicles, it goes to a lesser lakhs of rupees. That means if I consider in terms of rupee value, then, or even in dollar value, whichever you say, the real estate property is costlier than used vehicles. Real estate property as a fresh real estate property as a used real estate property which is on resale. A resold real estate property is as can be compared with your used vehicle reselling. But the thing is, the prices for these two are so very varied, and the gap is so much that real estate property exchanges, or say negotiation for real estate property, is not very common every day. It happens after some time. You have shown interest in a property and the property has been advertised. Now you have seen it, you have known the price, you have requested for reduction of the price, then it goes for a negotiation. Negotiation goes in multiple phases. First time it is turned down as no, the second time okay, it can be maybe, the next one is okay, let's try to look at it, how can the price be reduced, and the next stage one says okay fine, then let's come to this particular price, you take it. That means there are multiple such phases. Okay, so the purpose of this is for buying real estate properties. Buying insurance is another. This is a very tough thing for insurance agent, if you know them, or if you are one of them, or if you are asking somebody that what is this negotiation about. It's a very peculiar negotiation. The insurance agent is trying to sell an insurance to you for which you are committing a long-term premium annually. For what? Negotiating for what? You are negotiating for replacement of your value when you are dead. You are no more. Very interesting. Insurance agents try to show you that the day you will not remain in this earth, your family will get this much. Now, why you negotiate? What you will try? You will try to pay the least premium price for a highest return in case you are no more. It's a very sad situation, but I'll tell you the insurance, I'm talking about the life insurance, not the car and other insurances. Life insurance. In such cases, what happens is the insurance agent will try to always justify the premium that you are paying. And in case you leave beyond that particular premium, that policy period, then also he is going to justify that, okay, if you don't die in between this policy period, then when it matures, you are still living, you will get so much of money and the return and the benefits and etc., etc., etc. So basically he is negotiating with your life and the amount of money that you are paying against this. This is a very, very interesting thing in our negotiation. And most often, I'll tell you, nobody really wants to pay for something when he is no longer there. Though it is a very important element that you ensure the safety, financial security of your family members and descendants, and you pay for it. So people, they try to work out how much least I do pay. Quite often I have seen some of the insurance agents, they sell insurances for a period where there is no return. That means it's a short term, very low premium, and then if suppose the person dies within that particular period, the money will go out of that insurance company. But the thing is, the probability of that particular person dying is so low, the insurance company takes the risk of it. Who takes the risk now? Insurance agency. That, okay, if this person is no more, then I have to pay this money. And at the same time, what is happening to the person who is taking the insurance? He is deciding, okay, I am paying so less, and in case I don't exist anymore, my family will be given so much of money which I couldn't have otherwise left back during my lifetime. So this is how the whole work goes on, and there the whole negotiation mind works. Okay, divorce settlement is a very strong negotiation point. The purpose of negotiation is divorce. In that, what happens is there will be a lawyer who will work as an agent. The lawyer is going to work out, in fact, there can be a single lawyer working for both. There can be two lawyers fighting against each other. Within the lawyers, it's a fight between the lawyers and lawyers. Basically, it's not fight. We say it's fight because it sounds like fighting. When somebody is putting an argument and there's a counter argument and there's an argument, then naturally there will be a heat generation. And we say they're fighting. Actually, they're not fighting, they're negotiating. This is what is a negotiation, in which the negotiation is for divorce settlement. What is that negotiation? The first is the negotiated agreement should be that the couple is being divorced. Number one. Number two is that there has to be an alimony given to the lady by the person who is seeking the divorce, or the person who is either not seeking, being forced to the divorce, whatever. There will be a negotiation on alimony. This alimony is that if the persons were living together, then this much of privileges and benefits and the lifestyle and the quality that they were enjoying, and now if they are divorced, they are being deprived of that. So for which a compensation has to be given by whichever party, that the court decides. But the thing is, it results from negotiation. Okay. Then comes with children. I explained already that with children you negotiate every time. You love a children and then you ask him to do something, he will do it instantly. You hate a children and you ask him to do something, he will not do it, he will refuse, he will reject your request. Okay. So then what happens is you bring the child again on your lap and you love him, show love, give some something which he likes, like a toy or a chocolate or something. Basically what you are doing, you are negotiating. What is that exchange for which the child is going to follow your instruction? Is the exchange of a toy or a chocolate. You are negotiating this. So when you are negotiating, you must know that with what commodity or what item the negotiation has to take place. This is a very interesting game, my friend. If you really get into it, then you will understand it is so nice, and it's also very stressful, emotionally stressful. Okay. Buying utility products is a very standard one. Okay, the purpose of negotiation for personal gain is that when you are trying to buy a product. Then comes our another set, that is product marketing. That means the negotiation, the purpose of negotiation is for product marketing, in which the product sales, I have already said something about it. I am just going to say a little more, that a product is being produced by somebody for nothing. It never happens. Manufacturing company is producing something based on the market demand. That means he knows that if he produces this particular commodity, there will be people who will be interested to procure it, buy it, possess it, own it. So that means now it's a question of the sales. In that sales, for something like a fixed item, what happens is, say a car manufacturing company, they know the quality of their product, but they know they're also under tough competition against the other producers of the or manufacturer of the cars. And then one has to first through publicity mechanisms would try to push the features, good features of their product to the market, and so that it comes into the notice of the potential buyers. So they do it through TV advertisements, they do it through door-to-door pamphlets, they do it through newspapers. So when they do it, now they have a price fixed, because that is the price which they work it out, at which they are ready to part with it. But have you noticed one thing in the newspapers, that they are also, the price is fixed, but if there is a person who bought another product, another car of the same company, then they give a loyalty bonus. That's a negotiation. They are negotiating it. They are saying that, okay, you have purchased the product of our company earlier, so fine, you own this, I will take 40,000 less. That's a negotiated item. But that negotiation, interestingly, what happens is, in which there is no dual negotiation going on. They already treat it as a negotiated value and then put it in the advertisement, so that the purchaser comes and give the reward. Okay, that is how the whole thing goes on in product sales. In real estate buying and selling, it's always the negotiation will go on. That means nobody is ready to pay the price which is being asked. Every time anybody is a buyer of real estate, will always consider or think at the back of his mind that the person who is selling the property is always overcharging. This charging, overcharging, taking benefits or exploiting the market scenario, all these will keep on playing at the mind of both. But at the same time, I'll tell you that, okay, it is true that the person who is buying, he takes the situation, he understands that this particular item is about this much worth. This person is asking about 10% more, and now the buyer thinks about, okay, this 10% more, I have one option, is I negotiate and reduce it by 10%. This is one way. Another is he decides, no, this is 10%, is 10% higher, but I also don't have an option. I don't get another plot or another property like this anywhere else. At the same time, why should I give him 10% which is asking extra? Then he sits for the negotiation and reduces to 5% extra. And the seller now starts thinking, okay, I am taking the advantage of the market demand. So I have escalated the price to 10%. And if he can identify that this buyer is also a person who is very knowledgeable and informed about the real estate market, then what he is going to do is, he will be ready for the negotiation, but he will never accept it. He will never show it on his face. He will keep on insisting on 10% extra. He will keep on insisting till the point when he finds that the buyer is now going to run away, and he is going to lose that not only 10% extra, but the original price too. Then he says, okay, in that case, let's go down by this. And there he will do one thing. The buyer will have a value fixed, say 5% extra, and the seller is reducing by 5%. When it is going to match, immediately there will be a shake hand and agreement will be signed. This is how the whole negotiation process will go on. So it is, dear friend, negotiation process is a very strong mental exercise. That is where the soft skill is very, very, very essential. Because during negotiation, it cannot be a blind is negotiating with another blind. It cannot be a dumb is negotiating with another dumb. Because there has to be a communication of the intents, and during that communication it has to reach. Somebody has to express something to the other party, and the other party has to get that signal, and then there has to be an exchange. So it is a very, very strong soft skill which is very much required for negotiations, all the more important for business negotiations. In other negotiations, personal gains and all that, you can still do a bit of, you can be slightly casual. But in business negotiation, if you make a mistake once, you have to carry on till that particular agreement is valid. Okay. Then idea sharing. This is a very, very important and a very sensitive area of negotiation in product marketing. Is idea a product? Yes, the idea is product. Idea is product. That's why, intellectual property rights, a new domain of study has come out in the market. New domain of, new set of experts are now working on this. They are trying to find out the IPR issues. Basically, in IPR issues, what they are trying to find out is, or they are trying to establish is, the idea that has been generated by this person, you cannot really measure the value of it. So it has to be measured with a money value or exchange value. So when you share an idea with somebody, negotiate. It's just like, I'll give a very, very down to earth level of idea sharing. If suppose a friend comes and tells you that I am in this problem, do you have any suggestion? That means he is seeking your idea for resolving his problem. Am I correct? If it is so, at that point if you say, fine, I will do it for you. What is your problem? Tell me, I will give you the solution. The moment he told you a problem, you told him a solution, no negotiation in this. But I can tell you, a friendly negotiation is, you can always tell your friend, okay, this is your problem, I will resolve your idea, I will give you an idea. How about going for a cup of coffee? And sitting over there, then you say, who is going to pay for it? Your friend is going to say, I am going to pay for it. Why? Because he is going to get that idea's solution from you. So what is the negotiated exchange item? A cup of coffee. That is how it starts. Anywhere, at any situation, negotiation will go on. You are not aware. In fact, you are doing it every time. You are sometimes doing it very jokingly, very sarcastically, very strongly, very roughly, very toughly, very exploitatively. Whichever way you do it, negotiation is happening every time. You may do the negotiations very lovingly. In fact, I'll tell you, in the whole process of negotiation, I'll discuss later, in the whole process of negotiation, the most sweet talker are the most dangerous element in the negotiation. Most sweet talker. With their sweet talking, they will just take the whole scenario of the whole environment of the negotiation in their own benefit, and then if you are not alert, if you are not aware, or if you are not contesting it, then you are likely to lose. Okay, so idea sharing, and then the patent rights sharing, which I was talking about, the IPR, intellectual patent rights. Okay, this intellectual patent right is another. So in this intellectual patents, basically you have a design. In the first one, the idea you are sharing, you can do it anytime with anybody, and you don't expect that somebody is going to pay for it. It happens. Amongst your colleagues, you are sharing an idea. Amongst your students, you are sharing an idea. At that time, you don't expect that they are going to pay you something extra. What you expect is that they will respect you more because you are giving them an idea. Okay, and that is a negotiation. If suppose you keep on giving good ideas and students don't respond or reciprocate, that means in the negotiation you are losing. Okay, but in patent right, what happens is you want that this particular idea or the technology or the design which you have developed, which needs to be compensated for, because it is something which is great, but somebody has to pay for it if they want to own it. In such cases, patent right sharing goes for product marketing negotiations. See, I really don't want to cite examples where patent right has been sold and then the benefits were shared. I don't want to take those examples, but I can take at least one example. The genius who has invented this World Wide Web, WWW, which has become our lifeline now, he never patented his design. That was his idea, but he never patented it. Had he patented it, he is no more. I have heard that he is no more. But if suppose he would have patented it, his 10-15 generations would have got the benefit of it, because nowadays every human being who is knowledgeable, has a computer and access to net, is totally dependent on this WWW. But that gentleman never negotiated the price for it. He simply said, I have designed, use it. Since he said use it, there was no negotiation involved in it. If he would have said that whoever wants to now take this forward and sell it as a market product, in such case I would be requiring this much as a royalty. So in such cases what happens is the negotiation is for royalty. That means it is the first price somebody pays, then a portion of it comes to the originator. Then the next one buys, again a portion comes. So it comes in terms of royalty gain. But WWW inventor has never negotiated for this. Okay, then comes other purposes, professional services. In this, technological advices nowadays is very, very important. Since the whole globe has shrunken to one connected element in which you can do business, you can do technical exchanges in any part of the world, sitting wherever you are, you don't have to even move, because of this www I have said, the World Wide Web that has been created, by which the whole world got connected. Okay, in such cases, that more it has been connected, more technical or technological exchanges have started. The moment it started, it also called for a very strong legal mechanism to protect the rights of different groups. So the technical advice is one. Then comes the financial advice. Then comes the technical solutions. I am not elaborating this because this is very self-explanatory and you already know about it. Okay? Then comes the legal advice. Then comes the medical advice. And then comes other professional services, any professional services which I am not listing in, I have not listed in this. I have especially listed this techno-legal advice for a reason, that most often it has been found the person who are developing the technology and who are more focused to a design or development of the technology, they are really not aware of what might go wrong if the technology is being taken from you, then sold again. That means you lose. You lose what? You lose the royalty, you lose the patent rights. Okay? So the legal advisors are now coming in. So there is a difference between the technical solutions provider and the legal advice that I have listed over here. Now in this you will find that people who are now, a different breed of professionals have come up who are who know that how to blend this technical items or technology with the legal aspects together to get the benefit of it or protect the interest of the customers. Okay? But there are other professional services, any kind, like say if suppose a music teacher is teaching and the music teacher says that I can come once in a week, I can teach this particular style or type of music, but I should be expecting say about so much rupees per month. And then the person who wants his son or daughter to learn this particular music says, I cannot afford it, can you lower it down? The moment he says I cannot afford it, that means the answer is no. And if the answer is no, then the negotiation starts. So I always say that the negotiation starts when there is a refusal. Very simply thinking, the negotiation starts once there is a refusal. If at the first shot one requests and then there is a price offered or say exchange mechanism offered and there is no argument on it, there is no refusal, immediately things get closed. But the negotiation starts when there says no. Okay? So refusal brings negotiation. There is another kind like professional services, annual maintenance, which is a very standard one, in which you will find that quite often I have seen that the annual maintenance people, almost near the end of the contract, they become very, very active, because they know that now again they have to go through the negotiation process. In the negotiation process, they will find that they will be analyzed or they will be scrutinized or they will be evaluated based on how the service was given in the last 3 years of AMC contract, in the AMC's annual maintenance contract. Okay, that during that AMC, how was their performance, how many calls they have attended, all these things will be now calculated, evaluated. And now this particular person who is looking for AMC renewal, he is now stressed, a tensed one, because he wants to also justify how many calls he responded, why he could not respond to some calls, what was the advantage that they have given additional to the agreement. All these things will now start coming. And once they sit together across the table for negotiation, that what should be the AMC charge now, in such cases you will find that this person who is seeking for AMC contract, they will be trying to justify what they have quoted is right, and that the opponent group who is going to give the AMC contract, they are going to justify that what they have quoted is not deserving, they should be trying to reduce it. Then the negotiation will go on. Okay, so it may go on once, twice, thrice, so there can be a multi-phase one. Okay, and securing the service contract. This service contract, see, AMC is one, the service contract is for many others. Annual maintenance is for some equipments, some specialized equipments in which some groups are specialized in it, they can do it annually. But the service contracts are something like the facility management, the maintenance of the garden, or development of the garden and maintenance of it, or there may be say cleaning of the entire glass windows and doors of the house. So the point is, securing the service contract means when they are trying to get it for any kind of service. So these are the different kind of things which are coming under the professional services. And then comes our business negotiation. Here comes the real crux of it, in which why you do negotiation? For collaboration or joint venture. this is one where two parties are trying to negotiate with each other that how should they go forward together. It is not on the opposite side. See, in the buyer-seller situation, it's on the opposite side. That means one is trying to buy, another is trying to sell. So it is bipolar in this direction. But in the collaboration and joint venture, both of them are trying to be together to get a project, work together, learn from each other, take the shares accordingly, and then ultimately both benefit. Okay? I will elaborate this when I'll come to a theoretical discussion on this. When there is an execution of a contract, the business negotiation will arise. Consultancy, that means you want to give your consultancy. Why I did not put it as technical consultancy? It can be any kind of consultancy. Even the lawyers are giving consultancies, the medical doctors are giving consultancies. So I did not want to make many specific in this. So consultancies, trading, during trading, finance investment, venture capital investment. The finance investment is different kind and venture capital is different kind. Let me just clarify these two a bit for your convenience. Finance investment is a real estate developer. He wants to develop a large parcel of land. He wants to make, say, about 500 units of residential units, which he is going to sell. He has got the piece of land with his own money, but he does not have money to build. If he does not get the things built, then his money invested on that particular piece of land is also remaining idle, giving no return. So what he then tries is, he tries to find out financial investor who will be offered a share of it. Share in terms of many things. Share is in terms of, like, say, if you invest so much, then you might get 2 flats free. Actually, nothing is free. He is investing this money. So the only thing is he is getting the money beforehand with a promise of 2 flats free. This is one. Another is somebody who has extra money. He doesn't want to invest in the bank because the bank is going to give lesser interest, and this developer is giving a higher interest or promising a higher interest. Then he says, okay, I give you this much of money, but I require a return which is higher than the bank. Okay? So in such cases what happens is, they come to an agreement, and while deciding how much will be the return, capital will come as it is, but how much will be the return, in such cases negotiation will take place. Take note of one thing. See, you invested today, 5 years after you get the capital back. You must also consider it in negotiation that the money got devalued. So money got devalued, so you don't think that you got the same amount of capital value back. No, it's a figure same. Suppose you have invested 10 lakhs. Let's take a bigger amount. Suppose you have invested 50 lakhs, and 5 years after you get the 50 lakhs back and the interest, profit. Do you think that the 50 lakhs 5 years after remain of the same value? No, it got devalued. So you have to then expect more in the profit. Okay? So that finally you should see that what is the present value of that, or say what is the value of this 50 lakhs at that point of time. And then how much is the interest or the profit that you expected at that point of time, how much the bank in the trend is indicating that how much the bank is going to offer you in terms of interest 5 years after, and then you will see how much this builder is going to give you the profit. Now if you compute everything and then decide, okay, I will give 50 lakhs now, but I will be expecting this much of profit value, profit share. Okay? Don't think that the builder will be so happily giving you everything. No, he also will think in a similar manner, only in the reverse order, that how much least he has to pay back to you. So that is how the whole thing goes. Okay? And securing business contracts again for this. And then comes the types of negotiation. So I will discuss about the types of negotiation in my next lecture.